Hello! We're starting up again. Right at complex gravity, right where we left it last time. So last time we kind of speed ran through gravity planes just to get it in there so we could play with it a little bit before we ended it. Uh, so we should probably go over that again. So I think... I don't know, around here probably, default gravity source. If that sounds right. Just to make sure we actually get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a water real quick. Okay. So we're trying to get it so that we can have multiple gravity sources that are like toggleable. So we already have it where there's two planes that'll define like which way is up. We could just kind of define which direction gravity is going based on this little object we have set up, the like yellow box. And then we could also change its range of effectiveness. But that only matters if there's multiple of them. Within this, I don't think it changes anything. If there's just one, the range should be whatever. All that matters is the direction. But if I were to duplicate it and then flip it on its head, like that, and then just double the gravity force, now I can kind of jump between these two gravity fields. Actually, I gotta extend the range a bit. So now gravity pulls me down this way, and then if I get up into that other one's range, maybe if I go over here, yeah, it flips me up. So now upside down gravity. So we're trying to set it up so that we can do that same idea but on a bigger scale. But we're starting from scratch basically. So we already did all of this, but okay. To support multiple gravity sources in a scene, we'll create a new gravity source component type. I think we get that one. That one's just a component that, as of right here, it applies regular gravity to that whatever you put it onto. Okay. To support more than one gravity source per scene, custom gravity will have to keep track of all the active sources. We'll do that by giving it a static list of sources. So again, this is the list we will create with this for loop that just runs through all the gravity sources that have been created on the map, or that have this thing applied to them, I guess. And it'll make a big list of all of them.
Yeah.
We do the same thing in the other get gravity method, which also provides the up axis. Okay, yeah, so this is, we were updating everything within our custom gravity script. We had to like change all of it. But this is kind of working under the assumption that there's going to be a lot of wacko gravity. Because technically he does say that like if there was only one gravity source, this is all like unnecessary. Get up access also has to be adjusted. Okay. To make it possible to change the active gravity sources, add public register and unregister methods. They simply add or remove a given gravity source to or from the list. So this is just a method we're creating. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I think this one makes a lot of sense too. It's just methods that we'll call if we want to add a new one or to remove an existing one. The idea is that a single source is only ever registered once, otherwise its effect would be multiplied. Likewise, it only makes sense to unregister a source that's been registered earlier. It's fine to register and unregistered the same source more than once to temporarily deactivate it. We can add assertions to verify this. Okay, I remember we had to look up what debug assert did, but it's essentially just an if statement, as far as I understand. So it'll just say, like, if this isn't true, or if this first line doesn't work, then display this error code. That way we know specifically what's going wrong, you know? We'll know, like, oh, we tried to remove a source that doesn't exist, or we added a duplicate source. So this is just like a little housekeeping thing.
Yeah. I think sleeping on this has made it easier to understand.
I think, yeah, a lot. I think that definitely coming back to it again has made it a lot more simple. But I think I don't think we've gotten to the shit that like really threw me for a loop.
Yeah,
I remember this
it's
did
the
trip me
override
up.
stuff. Virtual and override.
Okay. We can make gravity source register and unregister itself when appropriate by doing so in its on enable and on disable methods. We remember that was a very clever thing. So every gravity source we make, it's a new instance of this one gravity source that when it's enabled will automatically add itself to the list, basically.
Yeah.
Now we can
Good to
adjust.
this.
Sorry.
Never. Keep going.
Now we can adjust all our scenes to once again use default gravity simply by adding a game object with the gravity source component to each. So yeah, So we're just making the one game object with that gravity source to enforce gravity on everything, or is that on every rigid body? Oh no, yeah, it's a gravity source. Okay. So that's the yellow box in the world is a gravity source that we've created, and I applied the gravity source script to it. Next is allowing extension. This is where the first point where I was really like, okay, I feel like I'm losing.
I get it.
Allowing extension. The idea is that gravity source is the basis for other kinds of gravity sources, just like monobehavior is the basis for all custom component types that we create. New gravity source types will do their work by overriding the getGravity method with their own implementation. To make this possible, we have to declare this method to be virtual. And then at the end of persisting objects, he gives a bit of an explanation, but I remember you said it was very specific.
Yeah, and it's
Do you think I should
really-
read this, or?
No, you won't. I don't think you'll understand
Okay.
from the context, because I didn't, and I did that tutorial. But I get it now.
Okay.
It's just a pretty simple syntax thing. And the next thing, we make a gravity plane that is of gravity, or that uses gravity source instead of mono behavior. And basically, in the first bit, the sort of the parent class gravity source, we make its get gravity its get gravity method virtual, so that it could be replaced by any, like, if you make a copy and that copy has an override that has the same name as a virtual, it can replace it before the compile or something, like it can replace it in a way that is like very optimal.
So it just kind of tells the engine that like this is something that can be overwritten, in a sense, or by
Yeah,
by something of the
basically.
same type, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
New gravity source types will do their work by overriding the get gravity method with their own implementation, which is what we do. So we make it virtual so it can be replaced, and then in plain we write the override get gravity.
So here, get gravity, the default is just regular gravity, and then within each individual object, we'll say like it should overwrite get gravity with this new wacko form of gravity, And
Yeah.
because it's virtual, it'll just accept that and be fine.
Yeah, because it's making a copy, and then gravity plane is actually I forget now. We just put gravity plane on it, so all gravity plane does is oh the exact same thing as gravity source, I guess, but overrides it.
Yeah, because it's eventually going to do something very different, right? It just right now they're the same, but and then it just
Yeah,
overwrites it.
I could see now why, like Gary's mod. Obviously, that's not Unity, but why
Still,
like
yeah.
I get why there would be like games would have like sweeps instead of like just objects that you use or something like that, because you could just fit anything into a weapon class. Like here we have gravity source as our parent class. I feel like in a game you would make a parent weapon class that worked just for anything that was like responds to left click, right click, like left click fire, left click, right click fire,
Oh,
right
and it would
click
be like
fire.
overwritten depending on what weapon you have equipped, kind of.
Yeah, you would write something that was a child of the weapon script that was like laser weapon, and then you would say like, you do all the work there.
That is interesting. That's something to keep in mind.
I think that is how it's done. Because I've seen stuff too where it's like enemies. I looked up one time how to do enemies, and you could like break it up where you could like work it down the line of like you could make enemies a subtype of the NPC class, or you could make enemies their own class, or you could like have just a people class and then break those down, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. I gotta make sure I'm not
Zod, welcome back. Thank you so much for resetting 6 months.
messing up on the audio right now. I just like my thing isn't updating. My Streamlabs isn't like updating right now. I just okay. Yeah, my
I'll
thing
check
isn't
that.
updating. My Streamlabs isn't like updating right now. I just okay. Yeah, my
I'll
thing
check
isn't
that.
updating. Okay, yeah, it still works.
Yeah, it seems fine.
All right. Gravity planes. The default physics gravity only defines a single vector that represents a universal downward pull. The simplest extension of that idea is to define a gravity plane. This does exactly the same, except that a plane also splits space into everything above and below it. We can use that to limit the range of the plane's gravity. I actually never thought about this. Can you turn this thing like 45 degrees and then gravity's going to be like at an angle? Is that how this works?
Yeah.
Actually, I haven't tried that yet. Let me do that real quick. That's pretty interesting. Oh, whoa. It's kind of working. Oh, wait, the range is really low, though, so it's like not affecting anything. I'll undo this all in a second. This is an interesting idea. So it's like we could do like a building is like collapsing if you just like tied this to an empty and just rotated that, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you could on the fly just grab this thing and you just go like, whoa. And then from your perspective, it's like crazy.
Yeah. Titanic.
Yeah, it's the Titanic level. That's pretty sick. If you could just set up a script that just rotates that, that's like a great way to simulate a boat, being on a boat. Like a crashing ship. And it seems like everything on the script handles that pretty well. Like the rigid bodies all respond well to that. My movement controller responds well to it. Very interesting. Okay. Let's undo all that now. Back to it. I should have realized that you could do that earlier. New gravity source type. Create a new gravity plane component type that extends gravity source. Give it a configurable gravity field. This is the acceleration it applies to everything in its range, pulling it down. So, a positive value represents normal attraction via gravity. while a negative value would repel, representing anti-gravity. Override get gravity to have it return a vector pointing straight up, scaled by the negated configured gravity. Overriding a method must be done explicitly by adding the override keyword to it. Okay, that's important too. So it won't just by default override it. You have to tell it, like, this is going to override a virtual method.
Yeah. So you need that combo. When I first did this, I think I tried to read them as separate things and try and understand what they did.
But yeah, they're like together.
Yeah.
So we are overriding the normal default gravity and instead returning the plane's idea of up as up, I guess. Is it like overriding? Is that what's allowing the plane to rotate and the gravity flips with it?
Yeah. It's just going up from its position, and then you're taking the transform component and changing it, which is above the script.
So it's changing it from gravity being a universal up to gravity being relative to this plane's rotation.
Yeah.
We can now create a gravity plane that works just like the default physics gravity vector if it were configured to point straight down. We can also support planes with any orientation by using the up vector of the game object's transform instead. Yeah, that's
when we do that.
That's right. Okay.
I was gonna say it was weird that it was just vector 3 up, but
yeah, that threw me off a little bit, but yeah, he quickly fixes that. Okay, and then I think we could probably skip the gizmo part. I mean, that's just making it be a line. Like,
yeah.
I guess I haven't read any of it, but it's just drawing a line.
Yeah, well, he's drawing a cube and flattening it.
Oh, that's interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, I think we could come back to this if we have any problems with it, but I feel like that's not going to be super important. Gravity range. When two planes with the same gravity are pulling in opposite directions, they cancel each other, resulting in no gravity at all. If we want a scene where gravity pulls down in one place and up in another, we have to limit the influence of each plane. We'll do that by adding a configurable range to gravity plane. It represents how far above, relative to the plane itself, its gravity is in effect. So the minimum range is 0. The plane's influence has no limit below itself, going on forever. We can find the distance of the position and get gravity by taking the dot product of the plane's up vector and the position minus the plane's position. If the distance is greater than the range, then the resulting gravity should be 0. Okay. So if the distance is greater than the range, that just means it's outside of your range, so it won't affect anything. And then the dot product between up position and transform position, or up and the difference between position and transform position.
So it's just drawing a vector between position and transform position. Position is the input.
So I guess, yeah, what are these two? Position is the input. What do you mean by that?
Position, I believe, is the input for get gravity, which is like constantly changing, whereas transform position is specifically the transform of the plane.
Okay.
And position is just whatever we're putting into it. So I'm pretty sure it's the player position.
Okay. We can visualize this range by drawing a second square, initially 1 unit up. Let's give it a cyan color. But in this case, we want to use the range for the offset, unmodified by the scale of the plane's game object. We can do that by constructing a matrix ourselves via the matrix 4x4 TRS method, passing it a position, rotation, and scale. We only need to replace the y component of the object's local scale with the range. Yeah, this is another part where it like hard diverged for me, where I was just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, it's gizmo specific.
This is specifically within a gizmo thing?
Yeah, it's gizmos.matrix.
Oh, right. Okay. If the range is 0, we need not bother drawing the cyan square. I don't even know if I put that in, but I don't remember. Let me see. Oh no, this would be in gravity. Where's gravity? Oh, there it is. Gravity plane. Okay. Yeah, I didn't put that in. I feel like I remember skipping that. Okay. So that's just a little quality of life thing. So now we're into new content. This is where the if you noticed in the example I showed before, when we switch between gravity sources, the transition isn't exactly clean. It's a little bit snappy. I'll show it again real quick. So I go from this gravity source to that one, and the camera just kind of pops over. Damn, I didn't set it up so I could jump.
Not clean.
Yeah, a little dirty.
Not a little dirty and snappy. What is this? My Taco Bell order. They make it so quick. Snappy.
With just the right amount of dirt. So yeah, the camera, look at it. It goes pop, 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 pop. So we're gonna make it so that it fucking like hella smooth, you know? I'm gonna keep this set up the way it is so that I can easily demo that once we get to the point where it actually does it, hopefully. I need to like bring a box in here that I could stand on. Give me this box. I need one on each gravity plane as well, I guess. In case I get stuck on one side. So yeah, now they'll go pung and each stick to their own. Yeah. Okay. Why is that so hard? God damn it. Oh, easy fix. I'm a dumbass. Just increase the jump height. There you go. There you go. Bam. Fuck. There you go. Now I could jump between the two gravity planes. And once I get it working, it'll be all smooth transition between the two cameras. But right now it's a little scuffed. We can now walk on one of the sides of the scene and jump to go to the other side, assuming that we can jump high enough. When we do so, gravity flips, which also suddenly flips the camera, which is disorienting. We can improve the experience of a sudden gravity change by slowing down the realignment of orbit camera. So let me open up orbit camera here. So we create, add a configurable up alignment speed that limits how fast the camera adjusts to its up vector, expressed in degrees per second. Let's use 360 degrees as the default, so a full gravity flip takes half a second to complete. Okay. So we create a serialized field there, so we can edit it later. We now have to adjust how the gravity alignment quaternion gets adjusted. Begin by moving that code to a separate update gravity alignment method and use variables to track the current and desired up vectors. Okay, so just clearing out like everything in late update, or not everything, everything having to do with gravity alignment.
I watched the first first like 20 minutes of that Wayne stream, and it was super good, and I was pumped to watch it, and I wanted to go get McDonald's first because I knew I was gonna be sitting there for a while, and when I got back, it was gone.
The VOD got removed.
Yeah, and then he tweeted out that he figured out the truth about Xbox.
That's not on this. He didn't say that on this stream yet, though. He said he's going to talk about it like today, or I guess just whatever his next stream is. Yeah. But yeah, he said he got like there was copyrighted music in one of the games, and he was like, they were like, oh fuck, and he's like, whatever, I'll but he's going to upload it to YouTube. He specifically said he's going to put the VOD on YouTube.
Okay.
So you will get. I mean, assuming he's not just bullshitting, you will get to see it eventually. But it was a very good stream.
Yeah. Sometimes sometimes I think he wants to like keep stuff to edit into videos, and then other stuff he doesn't care and just makes it a VOD.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't sure because I also I happened to today remember a really funny bit from his second facts stream. So I went to go like, oh, I should just put that on in the background. I haven't watched that. I only watched that when it was live. Like, I remember there were some good jokes in that. Put that on while I'm in Rust or something. And then I found out he never published that video either.
Damn, yeah. Well, he's doing the same thing with the Gnome streams. He says he's going to edit them all into one video. So, like, the VODs for those are just going to be, like, gone for a while until he edits them down.
Yeah.
Okay.
The really funny bit from that was when he gets a call from Santa, and Santa goes, "What's your favorite movie?" And Wade goes, "I don't know, Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know. I'm not really thinking about it." And then Santa goes, "Ho ho ho! Did you see that on movie or TV?" I was like, what? Did you see that on movie or TV? He just repeats that. That's such a funny line. I need to use that more. And then Wade was like, at one point Wade's getting like, starting to get pissed, and Santa just goes, "Oh, Merry Christmas!" Like that. Like trying to get it.
Is it a TTS or something? I don't think I've seen that stream.
It's Holly, I'm pretty sure, with a deep voice changer.
That's good.
It's such a. I remember watching it live, just thinking it's so fucking good. Like it's the funniest Santa impression I've ever heard. Merry Christmas. He does that. Trying to protect himself.
Yeah, as much as I really liked the Xbox stream, he went like way too hard on the dude at the end. He was like really harsh to him.
Oh, right.
I like felt bad because I was like, this dude's probably gonna see this stream, right? Eventually.
Maybe.
And I feel like Wayne kind of felt that a little bit too, because in the credits he started backpedaling a little bit. And I was just kind of like, oh, whatever.
He retweeted a couple things from what seems like a little kid. So I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox was actually a little kid.
That's very possible. But he's been making games for like a really long time.
Oh.
So I don't...
I mean, maybe.
Someone posted that he's been making games since like the 90s. But it might have just been some fucking Twitch chat guy just lying, you know? But
yeah.
Okay.
Xbox.
I thought for so long, I thought that was a joke that Wayne and them made up. But that guy's... I looked it up. Like, that's really what he goes by.
box.
Okay, so
And
I
that's
have.
so good. Like I didn't get the spelling for a long time.
Yeah, you have to like say it out loud.
Well, I didn't see how it was spelled. I thought he was just saying like this is a game by Xbox, and I was like, oh, the guy just calls himself Xbox, like just XBOX. So we're writing in update gravity alignment.
Yeah, we're
That's where I'm at.
creating a gravity alignment method, putting it in late update, and then deleting everything that's like redundant now.
Oh, I see. I forgot that we even wrote that section.
Well, that's
The
just
gravity
that's the
alignment.
section that it just checks what the current alignment is and then sets it that one
Yeah.
time. It's like a static thing. Whereas now we're making like a lerp between them, even though it's not really a lerp. It's rotate to or from to rotation. There's like 50 different ways to like blend between two different things like this. I'm noticing. There's lerp and there's
Yep.
slurp and there's rotate to and rotate towards and from to rotation. And they all
What
have
is,
different uses.
What does slurp do?
I don't know. I've seen slurp so many times.
I get linear interpolation, but it's shortest path linear interpolation?
Maybe. That would be
Yeah,
splurp
I mean,
though, wouldn't it?
well, lerp. Lerp is linear interpolation.
Yeah, that would just be lit.
So I kind of like that actually. Like it looks like how old games did rotation. The
What do
shortest
you mean?
path. I feel like the realignment rotation. That like type of, I don't know. That's how I hear it. I'm trying to think of a game that does that.
Let me see. Oh, it's spherical interpolate.
Oh, nice. Okay, that makes more sense. And that looks like
Animates the
what it is.
position in an arc.
I was trying to figure out like what the fuck makes it like how could it choose the position correctly, but that makes more sense.
I want to use slurp a lot just because it's funny. The name is funny. Okay.
What's a game where you rotate?
Around a circle.
Well, what's an old game that has like a snapping rotation, where it goes like?
What do you mean by
Does
that?
that ring a bell? Maybe it's around a cube or something.
What is rotating? Like you?
The view. You're rotating around some view. You have something in your view that you're rotating, and it's going.
What about cube Tetris? Tetris 4D?
No.
No, it's not actually not this one. Oh, whoops. Yeah, this shit. I guess this is pretty smooth rotation though.
No, that's not what I'm thinking of.
This game's fucked up.
What am I thinking of?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time visualizing what you're talking about.
It's a camera that locks into place, and it goes.
So it's like snapping between rotations and playing that sound effect?
Yeah. Oh.
What is it rotating around? I guess I don't know. I guess you would have said that if you knew. All right, Tony Chai. Have you found something?
Sorry, yeah, I got it. I think I found it.
This shit's crazy.
No, I didn't find it. Okay. I'll keep thinking about it.
This has 1 million views? What?
I remember the sound, the rotation. I can't think of any puzzle games I've played.
What the fuck? All right, good job, Tony Chai. I'm gonna. You want to move on, or are you still researching?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of it.
We can find the angle. We can find the angle between the up vectors by taking their dot product and converting the result to degrees via ACOS and multiplying with raddeg. The maximum allowed angle is the up alignment speed scaled by time delta. So we have up vector. Is that previous up and then current up or new up or something like that? Is that what that is? Is that the two different ideas of what up is, and then it lerps between those?
Yeah, well, yeah. Gravity alignment. Yeah, so it's constantly realigning itself. Like, update gravity state is just... Oh, and we have new alignment. Wait. Yeah. It's just last one and the one we want to go to.
Okay, so now we have dot product, our angle, and our max angle, which is to limit the speed of the rotation, I guess. The arc cosine function only produces valid results for inputs that fall within the -1 to 1 range, inclusive. Due to precision limitations, it is possible that the dot product ends up a tiny bit outside that range, which would produce not a number values. To prevent this, use mathf clamp to sanitize the dot product. Sanitize, that's good. It's good vocab. Good way to put it.
F.clamp.
Math.
Math.clam. Lowercase clamp?
Uppercase C.
Yeah. One F for those.
Camel case. If the angle is sufficiently small, then we can directly use the new alignment as usual. Otherwise, we have to interpolate between the current and desired rotation, with the maximum angle divided by the desired angle as the interpolator. We use quaternion.slurp for that, which performs spherical interpolation. Oh, if we would have just kept reading, we would have figured it out.
Sure.
So we get proper rotations.
Unclamped. Slurp unclamped.
Quaternion no alignment.
Oh, I don't know what to get. They have so many good. You know, I think I'm just gonna get the slurp unclamped.
I pictured it more as like an action movie.
Oh yeah. He's gonna. I don't know what slurp does.
So Slurp
They
is the
tried
guy
to hold. They tried to hold it.
that tried to
But he-
clamp him.
They tried to keep him between -1 and 1.
But he slurped through their fingers.
Summer Slurp is back. Dun, 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 dun. One of those like Batman style like wah, wah.
This will be movies in 2022.
Get down. Slurp. Put the clamps on it. A violent movie. Did we just change Slurp to Slurp Unclamped?
As we've already made sure that we only interpolate when necessary, the interpolator is guaranteed to lie within the 0 to 1 range, so we can use Slurp Unclamped instead, avoiding unnecessary extra clamping. Stop unnecessarily clamping me, bro.
Did we get rid of manual rotation? I didn't see that. No.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think we still have that.
It's
You mean within
saying
late
all my
update?
shit is. It's saying all my shit is bad.
Did you miss a parentheses or a colon somewhere?
Yeah.
Everything's ruined. Okay. So let's see how the new camera feels. Slurp. Whoa. Slurp. This is a headache simulator. It's weird that my character's rotation and the camera's rotation happen at like different times. But I guess they are like separate independent functions, so.
And one's on late update.
Oh yeah. It's kind of cool. I can kind of do a flip. Oh god. Motion sickness simulator. Box, go in the top. Get up there. I want the box to flip over to the other gravity. Do it, box. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, that just reminded me. I want to write this down of a feature I wanted. I want to do like the thing where you can like pick up props and like carry them around. But I thought of a cool idea of if you have like a grapple hook that you could just stick onto props and then just like drag it around, you know, just like kind of tied to you instead of doing a pickup. That could be a fun spin on that. I can't think of a lot of games that do that, but I'm sure there are a lot. I mean, obviously grapple hooks are fucking everywhere, but I mean like specifically using it to like manipulate physics props.
Yeah, more like a lasso.
Yeah. Like if you could spin it above your head, like and like release it and throw it, that could be really fun. So and plus, because in third person, having it just float in front of you, it looks like way more janky than in first person. It's kind of it can be forgiven, but in third person, I feel like it looks extra weird. All right. The interpolation takes the shortest path, but in the case of a 180-degree flip, it could go in any direction. The math prefers a certain orientation, so it will always go the same way, even if that might appear weird. Yeah, and we can adjust how quickly that rotation happens within our the camera settings right here. Yeah, up alignment speed. So I'm just put that down like really low. I'm gonna put that at 1. No, that's too slow. You won't see anything. Like just nothing will happen then. To 100. That's actually not that bad. That's Fresh Prince. That's pretty fun. I'll put it back to 360 for now. So that number is per second, how many degrees it rotates. This is actually something I wanted to try. I wanted to test out about Unity that I think I should get in the habit of. Let me bring it. I took a note on it. Let me try. It should be quick.
I need some water.
So it's... Where's the variable we just defined? I don't remember what we called it. Was it rotate speed? Up alignment speed? Yeah, right here. So I'm not sure if this is exactly how it works, but what I'm trying to do is make it so that when you mouse over that field, you can describe what it is. And then you could look at it later. This is how many degrees per second your camera rotates to match you. End summary. Like that. Now when I mouse over, up alignment speed. No, that's not how that works. Okay. Maybe it's supposed to go here instead, under the serialized field. Yeah, okay, that's not how you do that. Yeah, see, like this one can do it. I guess, again, this is probably something I'll have to look up on my own, but I was trying to figure out, you know, on like the default scripts, you can mouse over a thing and it becomes a little explanation.
Yeah.
I was trying to set up so that I could do that. I had seen someone's script and they wrote something that looks like this that I thought was how you did it, but I just tried it and it didn't work, so I probably need to do more research on that.
Oh, I see. That's cool.
It doesn't work though, but
Yeah, but I didn't know that was a function at all of serialized field.
let me just I bet you I could find this pretty quick. To
Serialized field summary.
tooltip attribute, that sounds more like it. Okay. Oh, okay. I guess that's it. Tooltip. But that's like inside of a function, though. I guess I'll just put it right above this, see what that looks like. Oh, wait. See if that works. Because I feel like we should make a habit of doing that, because there's a lot of times where... Oh, yeah, that's how you do it. Nice. So we should get in the habit of doing that for, like, all of these fields. Because I've already had a few times where I'm like, what the fuck does this even control again? Like, I don't even remember what every single thing does. Like max stairs angle. Okay, so I'll go through and I'll do all of that. That's a good, like, housekeeping. Okay, so you good then? Are you up to date with this tutorial?
Yeah, where gravity fall off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The point of the plane's range is to gradually decrease its gravity instead of suddenly cutting it off. To demonstrate the usefulness of this, I returned to the gravity box scene and added a gravity plane to all of the 6 sides of the box. I limited their range so most of the open space in the middle has no gravity. Anything floating in there either remains motionless or keeps the momentum it already had. With a binary cutoff gravity per plane, weird things happen near the edges and corners of the cube. Gravity suddenly changes by steep angles and it's hard to navigate. We can improve this by linearly decreasing the gravity of gravity plane as distance goes from 0 up to the maximum range. That's done by simply multiplying it by 1 minus the distance divided by the range if the position lies above the plane. So that's making it so that it drops off, like, horizontally. I guess air quotes horizontal, because, you know, with this weird gravity, there's really no, like, safe way to say horizontal or vertical. But I'm confused by this.
What part is confusing?
So we got our plane that just says, like, you know, gravity is here, and then we got the range thing that says, you know, the gravity stops here, and that's copied on every one of these. And when he goes in the corner, there's 2 different gravity fields that are affecting him, right? So that causes some weirdness. So
Yeah.
the idea is that it drops off, it decreases the gravity of gravity plane as distance goes from 0 up to the maximum range. So is that saying, like, as you go out from the center to the edge, it gets weaker?
Out from the edge to the center gets weaker.
So, like, this, like, between the bottom plane and the blue plane?
I can't see. Wait.
So, like, is it from the center of the yellow plane to the edge of the yellow plane? Or, like, the center of the yellow plane to, like, the top of the blue plane, I guess? Like,
Blue plane is the base.
I guess I should draw it like this.
Yellow plane is the base. I'm sorry. Yellow plane is the base.
So you got, like, your gravity force here, and it's, like, getting weaker as you get closer and closer to the blue. Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah.
Or is it getting weaker as you get further and further from the center of the plane?
It's getting weaker from the blue. From far away.
So that way,
it's not like
when you're in
an on and off.
So that way, when you're in a corner, you have this and this and this now. So then you have kind of like a short vector here that kind of becomes like a normal gravity vector, just like into the corner, in a sense.
Yeah. So it like we're replicating circular gravity with just 6 directions and like instead of a straight gravity by distance, it's smoother.
Well, I guess I'll set that up in here then real quick. Thankfully, I already have this little corridor, so it shouldn't be too hard. Okay, and then I'll duplicate that. That should be like 90, yeah. And then duplicate that. I guess negative 90. Yep. Okay, so now I guess he didn't show what the weird behavior is either. I guess it's that.
It was when
Whoa.
it's like when you're sitting in between two and they cancel each other out.
It's like fucked right now.
Go to the middle. You should like float, right? Can you jump?
This is all fucked up though. Like my camera's not rotating, and my character's not like.
Well, we're not done.
Yeah. I just like this isn't the behavior I expected, but I guess. Oh god. This is mind melting.
It's yeah.
Okay, so let's see if we can. I hope I'm not just showing a different problem. We'll see. So now we're messing with get gravity. This is back inside of custom gravity. I'm assuming.
Gravity plane.
Oh, this is in gravity plane. Oh yeah, okay. If distance is greater than range. Okay. So we're changing the return.
We're multiplying it by that decay. That's just like a decay rate.
Okay. Also, is this even the proper way to set this up? Is this how we had it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, something's wrong. Let me know if your thing behaves properly. I'll make the range a little bit bigger. Maybe it's because I have a capsule collider?
Maybe. Did it replace the sphere?
What do you mean, the capsule collider?
Yeah. Did you put it over the sphere or?
I just deleted the sphere.
Oh yeah, that might be.
I'll just pop a sphere collider back on and then just disable the capsule collider. Let me see if that's anything worth looking into. Yeah, sure, whatever. No, it's still doing that. It's like trying. It's so close.
You know what you could do really easily, I bet? You could do raycast from your camera or from the player. Like you do a raycast from the camera and then get the vector from the player from your raycast. So you do like dot product and stuff. I get how you do the trigonometry for that, but you could like take your raycast thing, get the reflection angle, or not the get the opposite angle, get the opposite vector, and then set gravity to that. So you like to move, you just like click in a direction, and then gravity is set to that direction, and you fall that way.
That'd be pretty interesting. Yeah, like
it's kind of a Portal style puzzle. I feel like that's what I'm thinking of, maybe. There's no... there must have been some game that I played when I was a kid that was... like you were inside a rotating box.
probably like a Flash game or something.
This is so scuffed. My shit's like not working properly.
Well, it was working a second ago, right?
It was working better before I added the drop off.
Is your gravity set to 0? Your
Like on my player?
project gravity? Yeah.
No.
Set it to 0.
Why can't I edit it?
Is it in play mode?
No.
Actually, yeah, you can edit it in play mode.
The fuck? Am I holding a key or something? Okay, whatever. Oh, that's not right. Yeah, it still is kind of based on your world gravity. Like your player character is based on that still. Cause I haven't had to turn off my world gravity this whole time.
Did the blue lines pass each other?
Oh shit, I fucked something up.
That's how he has it set up.
Let me try to put this back. God damn it, I think I have to close this and reopen it. It's like bugged. I can't edit the gravity field properly. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it works pretty good for me. I guess I'm only using the 2 though, I guess.
Yeah, try the whole. It works well for the 2 for me. It's just when I try to do the all 4 walls thing. I guess he has this wall and this wall as well, though. So he does have it be like a box. So let me try that. And then I guess I'll just get a wall, drag it over here. Box myself in. It also might be a weird thing with like remember how I had to double gravity to make the upside down one work and he didn't say anything about that?
Yeah, I think that was because you had gravity on 9.81.
Do you have it on 0?
Yeah. Because the whole point is that the plane is changing it to 9.81.
I don't remember him saying to turn off my project gravity. And when
I'm
I do
pretty
that,
sure that's the point of it.
when I do that, my character like just floats in the air. Like I think there still is some dependence on gravity.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not really having any. I feel like it's doing as I expect it to. Yeah, look, works pretty good.
Look at me when I go to 0 gravity. I'm just like, oh, okay. Okay. I think, okay. I think it is actually doing it now. It's still so fucking trippy, but it's doing it.
Whoa, look at this. When you go into the sideways field.
That's like the boat tipping. Like,
Yeah.
that's so interesting. Whoa, look how moving my mouse left and right rotates the camera like this. That doesn't feel right. Oh, no, I guess because this is my... Okay.
So the turn is a combination of like your gravity. Like right now it's my gravity or my up vector is up, and then if I'm in that gravity field, it tilts my thing. It like it slurps between fully sideways and fully up. Like it turns it as I get closer to the sideways. It's gonna go all the way to X.
This isn't right, though. There's something wrong.
Why?
Like, look at the difference between when I look, like... The camera is not behaving the same when I'm standing on a wall, like a sideways wall. Like, you know when you would stand on a roof, it would be like, it's essentially the same. Yeah, it's like the exact same rotation as when you're standing on the floor. When you stand on a wall, the rotation is like, look how it centers here instead of centering here. Like that's, and then
No, I don't get it. Sorry.
it's so hard to explain. Okay, so you're like, if I'm looking,
it slurps between like the focus point, so maybe you're seeing it.
It's the controls though that are different. So like, look right now when I look straight onto my character, and I move my mouse left and right, you look around the character. Like that's what you'd expect to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I stand on the wall, I look straight at my character. I try to get my camera straight on, and then this is left and right.
Oh yeah.
I'm moving my mouse the exact same way.
Yeah.
So
that's how mine is too.
I feel like that might be something he addresses, because that's like, I don't think it should behave that way. The camera should behave the same way regardless of what surface you're standing on, right? Or like regardless of what way gravity is. Like that does not feel right. And it also fucks up my direction. I guess not really that bad, but like...
I think it's because it's in the gravity field.
I just feel like the camera hasn't it hasn't been set up to adjust to that kind of gravity, like just completely sideways. It's weird. I don't know. It's so hard to wrap my head around this.
Well, I think the controller hasn't been adjusted to that.
Wouldn't the camera be the issue? That's what's adjusting this rotation. This is so, like, motion sickness inducing. Oh, this is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh yeah.
So you should not be able to do this. This is so fucked up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think this is the situation we're gonna end with.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be really small areas.
Gravity now transitions more smoothly as we approach the edge of a corner or the box. It's still weird though, and it can be hard to escape from corners because 3 planes are pulling there, which results in increased gravity. We'll come up with a better solution later.
Yeah.
Gravity spheres.
3 planes pulling at the same time.
Now that we have a functional gravity plane, let's apply the same approach to a sphere. Okay. I mean, we're at an hour 30. We are moving on to a new section. I'm down to keep going though, but you know, just a heads up, you know, like this is definitely, you know, halfway.
How long is
about halfway.
How long is spheres?
Let's see. Whoa, that's so cool. Holy shit. Damn, you do something sick at the end of spheres. It's not
Yeah.
too long, but it would probably take us like another 30 minutes. Maybe 45 minutes.
I am kind of very tired.
And we did spend a lot of time retreading old ground, so we didn't make as much progress here.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was expected. That was the price I knew I was paying for skipping through shit.
Yeah, I think if I go to bed very soon, I'll be able to work on stuff tomorrow during the day. Like, what did I fucking say I was gonna work on?
God damn it.
I said something at the beginning, right?
Of this stream? Like, did you say it on stream?
No, I think I said it when we were first working stuff out.
Whoa, I just did like a front flip.
Sorry, what?
I did a front flip.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I gotta think about that. I remember, it wasn't the dithering thing. It wasn't the version sharing thing, was it?
No, it was after that, I think. I didn't type anything about it. I just said it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, what did we talk about when we first started out here? Do you remember?
No.
This is so fucked up. I wonder, what does the rest of the world look like from that? Oh, it's only getting one of the gravity planes. I guess that makes sense, yeah. So it's getting this one's, because the rest of them all have ranges in the opposite directions. Alright, well, I'm going to move these all to be in the whole, like, the big room. That will make a little more sense. But, yeah, I think we can call it there.
Cool.
A little bit of progress. Not a super fast-paced one, but, you know. Oh, wait, was it? Oh, whatever. We could talk about it off stream.
I think it might have just been making the shader work good.
Was it related to the trying to access variables across different scripts?
Maybe.
Remember we spent a little while trying to figure that out?
Did I say something about... I said something about weapon class.
Oh, yeah, sweps.
I don't think it was a swep.
Or no, when we talked about sweps, that was on stream.
Yeah, that was a little later. Damn. I don't know.
Alright, well, for now, thank y'all for watching. We'll be back tomorrow and pick up right at Gravity Spheres. And this shit looks insane. This is where it starts getting, like, big brain. He does 2 double stacked spheres. The double bubble special. That looks really sick. That looks like that's going to be fun. And then also jumping between 2 different gravity sources. That's when you get, like, real Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be cool to go back to spherical gravity too, because then I can see if I really did fix that jittering issue. Because I remember I thought what I did fixed it, or I think you said you thought it fixed it, but I haven't gotten to test it yet. So we shall see. But yeah, again, thanks for watching. We go now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.